everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. Today I'll be painting a boat that is docked on a lake or a river. I must say this is a lake because lake is more peaceful than rivers. I don't know if you agree with me, but for me lake is more placid, more relaxing to look at and to be nearby. Okay, so I'll be using a 12 by 16 canvas board as pretty much always, and the colors that I'll be mentioning and be using in this painting tutorial will be listed in the description box below. So check them out if you want to remember, or if you want to have a review of the colors that I'll be mentioning. We have purple, oxide black, a little bit of yellow. It's so tiny, I don't think you can even see that on camera. But if you can, yeah, I'll be using a primary yellow, burnt sienna, and titanium white. So let's do the background first. This will be really earthy, meaning the colors that we'll be using are all muted. Okay, we won't be using too much of a highlight. So I'm gonna background first my canvas board. So for the background, I'll be using some gray color that is mixed with a little bit of brown. I already have that color, but if you don't have it, just mix your black, your what they call this, your black, white, and a little bit of brown. Okay, so let me just show you the color that I just mentioned. It's like dark gray, but basically these are just a combination of those colors that I mentioned. So I'm just gonna get a generous amount of that color, and let's start underpainting our material. So I'm just gonna use this. There's a lot of paint are on my palette knife. And by the way, we will be using our palette knives later, so just get your palette knives ready. Right. If you want to make your underpainting more solid, you can definitely layer on it. So just use a thick layer for the second time of the same color. Okay, I'll be getting some white. I'm gonna lighten the upper portion of this, but I'll be leaving some horizontal streaks like that. Okay, I won't be covering it in a solid way so that we resemble a little bit of water movement. So leave a little bit of a streak in there. You don't want it to be solid gray or light gray like that. Okay. Make it look as if there's some sort of water, like ripples in there. We will detail it even more later, but just to already give you an idea of where things are gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna dab on again to my dark gray, so that again I a little bit add more patterns of water. Again, movements will be added later. For now, let's just stick to this tiny bits of detailing. Okay. It's too much thick, like too thick. Okay. I'm thinking of getting my hair dryer just to dry things quite faster. But okay, let's just do whatever we can without that hair dryer. Because if you're painting outside, you should know how to work on wet. Okay, so now let's move on to doing the boat. Okay, let me just move it right. Yeah. So for the sketch of the boat, I'm just going to use my white so that you can see it very well against my dark canvas. So I'm just going to dab onto my titanium white. Okay, let's just sketch where things are going to go. So the boat is docked right here in the middle. Okay, like that. And the boat is quite rustic. And I love painting rustic things because it's so full of drama. um, it just adds some sort of life in there. I think my boat is a little bit tiny. I think I will move it a bit. Okay, make it a little bit long. So I'm gonna move my boat right there. Just a little bit of adjustment because we want to occupy as much as possible, you know, the space. Okay, like that. So you can simply ignore this part. Okay, let me erase that for you so that you won't be confused. Okay. Okay, as if nothing happened right there. Okay, using our white, let's just continue sketching. Like that. Okay, again, we want to create dimension. That's the boat. Okay, now I'm gonna get my dark colors and I'm just gonna thin the sketch lines because I made it super thick. We want to thin it down. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get my burnt sienna and mix it with white. I did not wash my brush, so you will definitely see some sort of gray in there, which we like because the gray color will tone everything down. So we're gonna do the inside of the boat. I can't speak properly. Again, I'm working wet on wet here, so it's a little bit challenging for me to layer, but it's fine. I can manage. It's just um, challenging than usual. Okay, I'll be using this brown, so you can add more white if you want your brown to be visible. I'll be adding a little bit of yellow just to make it more visible. When this dries, okay, it will be more easy for us to layer. Okay, I'll be getting my purple, okay, and mix it with my brown, and I'm just gonna color the interior, right? The interior of the boat. Allow the purple color to be there without smudging anything. Just allow it to be there um, to just show without, however, mixing or blending with any color. Okay, I'm gonna get my black, Oxide Black. Let's just draw the lines that will separate this area from that area. Okay, I'm gonna get my black now. Just to color the interior. And I'm gonna get my black again to color the bottom portion of the boat. Okay, also here. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out and I'm gonna add a little bit of purple. Okay, of course, my purple will be mixed with a little bit of black so that it's muted purple. And I want to color this area. So I'll be using my hands directly on the canvas. Okay, again, add a little bit of purple colors on the interior. Okay, and then I'm gonna get my gray. I'm gonna wash my brush out and mix with black. Just gonna get my gray, create some like a seat right here. And I'm gonna lighten this seat or this part. Like that. I'm using some gray. Just gonna lighten, in effect, we're already highlighting it. Like that. Okay, again, let's highlight a bit right here. Okay, like that. I'm gonna change my brush. I'm gonna dab onto my black. create some details. Like that. Then right here, I'm gonna add some black. Okay, now let's go back to the waters while we're waiting. Okay, I'm so sorry about my camera. I didn't realize that it was like tilted. Okay, let me just fix that one. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not realize that. Mhm. All right. So let's go back to the waters simply because, we're waiting for this area to dry. So I'm going to get my white and get some water. Okay. There will be some sort of gray color in there, but that's our goal actually, to mute everything, including the water part. Okay, so I'm gonna lighten this part. Okay, I'll be using my hands because I love water. I mean, finger painting. Um, as I've mentioned before, it makes me feel more connected to my painting when I do some finger painting. You don't have to do the way I do it if you are not really comfortable with using your hands. It's fine. You can do whatever way you want. So I'm just lightening the upper right corner. And now let's start creating some reflections. Okay, I'm gonna add some dark colors. Okay, now I'm gonna get my black. So using black, I'll be mixing it with my gray, my already existing gray right here, and purple. So it's like dark purple. As long as there's some sort of purple in there and it's black, but it should not be super black that it will be of the same, I mean, it will not be the same as this one. Okay, so let's try this one out. I'm gonna add more purple. Okay, gonna darken it a bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna get my black. Right? And using some black. Okay, let's create some detailing using black. Like these are just tiny details on the boat. So again, this boat is docked. Okay, so let's just create some sort of chain. Right. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of dark colors right here, but it's really watered down, so it will create softness. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna add gray again. Maybe I'm gonna add a tiny bit of brown to that gray. And let's just color this part. Right, like that. And also here. And, a little bit of brownie colors. Okay. Now I'm gonna get my black and I'm just gonna shade it black because the interior is not really receiving enough light for it to be that visible. Okay. There should be some sort of suggestion of dark colors. Okay, I'm gonna get my black. Let's just start creating some detailing. Again, this is a rustic boat, so make it as rustic as you want. Meaning there should be a suggestion of rust, like that. Things like that, When an object is old, okay, what do you see? Imperfections, right? I don't like things that are super new. I don't like to paint things like that. It seems like inexperience, Like if an object is a human being, it seems like an inexperienced person, like lacking wisdom and all. Okay, now let's just change brush. I'm gonna go back to the waters because I love painting waters. So I'm gonna use my clean brush. I'm gonna dab onto my white. And I'm just gonna start creating some sort of light. You can dry brush if you want so that you create patterns. Okay. I'm using pure white. Let's highlight the boat. Okay. Then some light gray colors. I'm gonna start creating patterns on this side of the boat. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow. As I told you, we will only be using a few yellowy suggestions. It's like some, what do you call that? Um, what do you call this? Oh, like algae. You know those green things that molds. Okay, this molds that because of the age of the boat, it's just too old and maybe unused. Maybe not unused, but retired. It's no longer being used, but it was really used during the prime of its life. Okay, so molds have grown. Okay. Getting some. Same thing with the black. Let's just create some markings. Okay, now I'll be getting my white. Just use a small brush for that. And a little bit of purple. Just tiny bit of purple. You don't have to make it super exaggerated. And let's just create some lines. Okay. Okay, on the reflection part. Right. I'm gonna get my black. Let's just separate the boat. Okay. Let's make an outline separating the boat from the water so that it doesn't look like it was just pasted in there. So we're gonna draw a thin outline separating the boat from the water part. And again, using black, let's create a little bit of detailing. Okay, like that. Let's just darken this part. I think I'm gonna have to adjust it, this part. Okay, this is a tiny adjustment. Again, we need a little bit of purple because the boat is on the purple side. And then using black, I'm using pure black. I'm just gonna outline the reflection. All right, like that. Let's make it more purpley again, just to be consistent with the thing that is being reflected, and that is the purple boat. So it should be dark, but it should not be black. It's more on the purpley side of things. Mhm. Right. And let's create some. Oops, I only need gray, but I dab onto my black super heavily. And as I mentioned, I'll be using my palette knife, or we'll be using our palette knife. I think I will just adjust it a bit. Yeah, like that. A little bit of browns. that. Okay, I'm gonna switch brush. I'm just gonna get a smaller one. That is so much easier to control. I'm gonna get my pure white. And let's just start creating some details. Okay. Some gray colors and brown and black. Okay. Some white. Okay. And then some dark gray. Okay. And white. And some black. Just to outline it. Okay. Like that. So I'm gonna darken a bit that area near the boat and the water. So immediately between those two things, the water and the boat. Something like that. And again, I'm just gonna darken using some watered down black. Let's just darken it. Okay, like this. And then again, I'm gonna get my white. Okay. Now I'm going to use my palette knife because I'm just so excited to use this one. So I'm going to dab onto my gray and a little bit of brown and I don't know, yellow. Just a combination of everything, I guess. Maybe purple as well. And we want to use this color on this side of the boat so that it really looks so rustic. And a little bit here. Okay. Not too much here, but just a suggestion that everything is like falling apart because it's old. Okay. And also right here, maybe I'm gonna dab onto my black as well, just to give it some interesting markings. Okay. Yeah, some burnt sienna just to again make the boat look more really rusty. I'm gonna get my white. These are like the peeled off paints from the boat. And I'm gonna dab onto, I'm gonna apply color on the side of my palette knife and start creating some interesting patterns. You can create vertical and diagonal markings, making it more interesting. Okay, now using my small brush, I'm gonna get my gray. Again, I'm gonna go around those markings. And even on the reflections, so I'm just gonna go around the shape. Okay, like that. And I'm gonna use my palette knife to a clean palette knife, I must say. Okay, and I'm gonna use my white. So I'm just gonna get my new white or a pure white because my white here is already contaminated with lots and lots of different colors. So I'm gonna use the back of my palette knife. Okay, again, just the back. And I'm gonna create some detailing here. This is not really that much, but I guess a little bit of something. Like a little bit of sparkle. Okay, like that. Oops. Okay, and then this white right here. Okay, and light browns. And on the interior, do not forget. I'm gonna use a little bit of black. And now I'm gonna water down my black. And I'm gonna color this part a little bit dark. Just water down your black because we want this area to be more dark. It's not receiving good amount of light, okay? Because the light is here. So this part should be a little dark. Okay. I haven't really seen it from the camera's point of view. Okay, let me just like that. Mm. Adding more detailing. Let us see. Okay, it needs more like darkening. Okay, I'm gonna darken once this area is a little bit dry. Okay, I'm gonna get a fairly large brush. Gonna get my black and water it down. Okay, and I'm just gonna color. I'm gonna run some watered down black on this part. It's a little bit tricky, but it will help us achieve some contrast. Okay. It's a little bit tricky on the tricky side, but I really love this technique. It's very easy. It's super easy for me to go into detailing without the tedious work. Okay. Now I'm going to wash my brush out. And this time I'll be using the same technique, but using white, water down. Okay. Water down white, and we'll be covering this side of the water. Just lightening the colors. And then I'm gonna lighten this part like that. It's more of a technique, really. Okay. Let's see how. Okay, I really like this one. So I'm adding a little bit of like water, like white, to add some more movement. This is so nice. So I'm gonna get my gray slightly. Okay. So let's soften everything out. And then some black again because we forgot to outline it a bit. So just soften all the hard lines that you see. Let me see. Okay, this is absolutely nice. Okay. This is so good. I'm gonna add like brown, black, and purple colors. Don't forget the purple. Because we're talking about reflections here, and again, our boat is more on the purple side of things. See, perfect. I love it. Just soften it. Okay, I'm gonna sign this now, and for the signature, I'm just gonna use my white, and I'm gonna sign on the lower right portion of my painting. Okay, and we're finished. Wow. So I hope you like this one, and I hope you paint with me, paint along with me, and I'm going to link in the description box below some other boat painting tutorials that I've done in the past so that you can choose from among them, including this one. So see you in my next one, guys, and have a great weekend. Yeah, see you in my next one. Bye, guys. Love you.